Mahanya representing the role of a team leader. We have myself, Diamond 11, and I am the admin and logistics manager, while serving the role of a junior mayor of the Capricorn district and the national speaker for the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament. We have marketing and communication managers, which is handled by two of my colleagues, Makola Mahat and Mausano Nandedi. Honorable judges, while evaluating our team's weaknesses and strengths, we took into consideration of our SWOT analysis that was given to us by the YCAP toolkit. This helped us to identify places where we could get improvement and to also see what we were capable of. Honorable members, you might ask how we chose this topic and why we chose this topic. Now, as a team, we aim to give the youth the mic, the spotlight, and the stage, because our next goal is to reduce car accidents by encouraging youth participation. Honorable judges, moving on to mapping. You see a map of Dendron, and you see the Dendron road marked as area 1. And this is exactly where high accidents, and this is exactly what drew our attention. We drew a simpler map for everyone to understand. The first thing you see is Dendron Secondary School. We face challenges like unorganized, reckless entries at the gate, late coming, poor security control, and high congestion of learners. We have Dendron Primary School, where they also face a major problem of congestion of learners, and we have a street by the name of WP Toka, which faces challenges like unclear roadside and traffic. When we started this project, we had 3 topics to focus on, which include road safety, cyberbullying, and littering. But we chose to keep our focus on road safety because it demands immediate attention. House, the table that you're looking at is called the urgency and impact table, and this table clearly demonstrates us which topic is high in impact and which topic is high in urgency. This left us with no doubt that indeed road safety does affect the learners at school because it ranked as the highest in urgency and the highest in impact.
We didn't just use the urgency and on impact table to choose our topic, but we also used the SMART criteria to evaluate the 3 topics in which we have on the table, which are road safety, cyberbullying, and absenteeism. Through intensive research, the analysis led us to one thing: road safety. We chose it because we could relate to it more in a way as many accidents involve our learners and our teachers. From our baseline study, we have managed to point out that this is because of a lack of defended road signs, ignorance of safety protocols, congestions, and unsafe roads. This matter does not only affect our physical well-being, but our psychological well-being as well. It has drawn to our attention and worry that this matter not only affects our learners, but our teachers, drivers, cyclists, pedestrians, and other high accident rate caused by lack of awareness, lack of proper road signs, and distracted driving. Now, we acknowledge those as the root causes, and the solutions to those root causes will be addressed later in my presentation. The purpose of our plan of action is to create a culture of safety and reliability. But before we implement our plan of action, we had to go through our budget.
Now, as to our budget, when we first drafted our budget, it wasn't just about money, it wasn't just about numbers, it was about vision, responsibility, and strategy. We didn't just ask ourselves, how much will this cost? We asked, how can we make every cent count? Now, before proceeding to our budget, I have to highlight one major issue we encountered. We couldn't obtain funding from the municipality, but even so, they still came to us and supported us, which is still highly appreciated till this day. Now, because we had no funds, we had to ask for donations within the school premises. Now, as you can see here, this is our donation table, and it shows that every grade contributed as well as teachers. Now, grade 8 contributed 600, grade 9 contributed 650, grade 10 contributed 250, grade 11 contributed 400, grade 12 contributed 500, and our teachers contributed the highest amount at an amount of 1,600. And all of this added up to an impressive amount of 4,400. But even so, this still wasn't enough. Why? I'll show you how. Now, as you can see here, the total cost were about 5,274 rands,73 cents. And as compared to the 4,400 that we raised, this means that we still fell short by a whopping amount of 1,873 rands,73 cents. Now, as you can see here, our highest cost were trophies and medals at an amount of 2,660, followed by catering and food at an amount of 2,548,73 cents. Now, as well as stationery at an amount of 66 cents. Now, as you can see here, there are some resources that were free for us. These were printing products and pens. Now, before moving on, we had to put our heads together because 4 high schoolers could not possibly raise 1,874 rands, 73 cents all by themselves. So we put our heads together and we came up with one solution to look at the ABCD model from the YCAP toolkit. Now, through the ABCD model from the YCAP toolkit, we were able to stretch our resources wisely. What does this mean? This means that we identified what we had, what we could improvise, and what we absolutely needed to pay for. Now, in this mindset, we filled the gaps. Now, through this mindset, we didn't just finish this mindset at the debate. We extended it to our scholar patrol. Through collaboration with the traffic department, we received reflectors and coordinating tools at no cost. But again, we didn't ignore it in our budget. We included it because it represented real resources invested in our children's safety. Now, although this might not be the biggest budget, but it's certainly most important. It is smart, transparent, and powerful, and that is why this carries weight.
In order to make real change, we have decided to take the following step. We hosted a debate competition on road safety education to educate our youth and the community about road safety. Secondly, we created a scholar patrol team so that we can be able to control our traffic at the school and reduce their congestion. And as well as we held class talks about road safety education in order to be able to interact with our learners and teach them more about road safety. Our members were shown that each step that they take, every little step that they take, contributes in making our community a safer one. Whenever they reached a stage of a great achievement, they were rewarded with free lunch. And they were shown that they created real impact. But what impact did they truly make?
Now, as to the impact, if we go back to the beginning, this was our reality. The R521 road, which is known as the Dendron road, was dangerous. It was unmarked, unprotected, and unsafe. But even so, at the school gates, there was a lot of congestion. Congestion was a daily struggle. Now, cars, taxis, and learners all moved in different directions with no structure. As you can see here, this is really disappointing and chaotic. Just look at these pictures here. To further emphasize on this, a learner once got bumped near the school and while going to school, and this is her experience.
When I shouted and I got
Now, how has that made you feel when crossing the road? Like before we did our scholar patrols in the school?
I was scared to cross the road.
Many more learners have experienced the same thing. How does this affect their academics? How does this affect their mental state? This is why we chose the topic of road safety. We want to change this, and through that mindset, we can shift people. We held awareness sessions, we held debates, and we held meetings to highlight the dangers. We received scholar patrol equipment. We went with our school principal, and this showed her, and he showed us dedication. And we educated learners. We educated them, and we still educated them. Now, this is one of the sessions that we held in school.
Yeah, children are being affected, and the game is becoming more and more congested. We want to change that through WhatsApp and campaign.
Now, we were consistent with our scholar patrols, even working at night to show the level of dedication we had to this. Now, before moving on, let's look at a quick video that might seem ordinary, but carries a lot of weight. Now, isn't that amazing? Youth coming together as a group. Now, and so look at this. What used to be a dangerous road is now transforming. The R521 road is safer, more manageable, and more controlled. And those stressful mornings at the school gates are now adolescent, with the congestion lessening further and further. Cars, taxis, and drivers out can move smoothly through the difference we have created. Now we educated, we created difference through this. Now we were partnership with scholar patrol officers, and we helped high school, primary learners to cross the road. Now you still remember the girl who got bumped near the school. This is her experience after road safety.
After we came in and did our scholar patrols and control the condition at the school gates there and educate people about road safety how is your experience right now when crossing the road? Or how do you feel about crossing the road nowadays?
I feel good. I think what you're doing is best for us, for all of us, because I don't want any other people to experience what I experienced.
Now we've healed the scars. We've created real impact together. This is voice up.
Honorable judges, you've just seen our impact, but of course we need to get a way in which we can reach with our children. Firstly, when it comes to internal communication, we use WhatsApp for planning and social media for updates. When it comes to external communication, we sent invitations and announcements in schools, and we also had a radio interview with the Mohodi FM about youth-led safety campaigns so that we could reach an even broader case.
Our project doesn't stop here. We plan to further extend our collaborations with various municipalities, the traffic department, the Department of Transport and Safety and Community Safety, as well as the Premier's Office. Through the funding we would like to receive from YCAP, we plan to use it responsibly and fix the road signs as well as the road infrastructure, therefore broadening our goal. The Voice of Youth campaign is growing into a movement of youth activism, and we believe that through continuous mentorship and the introduction of new activities, we'll truly develop our learners further.
I would like to
Thank you, YCAP.
Ayo, shout out to YCAP. Thank you very much, YCAP.
Thank you, YCAP.
Thank you, YCAP.
Thank you, YCAP.
Thank you, YCAP. All right, thank you so much.